Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina, and today we'll go through a soothing evening flow. This will be a very relaxing, soothing practice, perfect for the evening, right before bed. Also quite good if you just generally want to ground down, kind of relax, calm down a little bit. Will be a nice practice to go through. We'll find our way onto our belly, so starting the practice there. You can bring your hands on top of each other, right under the forehead, and rest your forehead on the hands. Maybe gently sway your hips from side to side a few times, releasing through the lower back and the hips. And then make sure your arms, your shoulders are relaxed. And start to ground down here. The hips can be heavy. The whole body can be heavy. As we start to arrive into our practice, dropping into the body, dropping into the awareness of the body, of how we're feeling right now. Arriving into a space where we can nurture ourselves, giving ourselves a moment of calm, a bit of nourishment, a release. Take a big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Again, in through the nose and out through the nose. Really feeling the back of the heart expand as you inhale. Same with the rib cages. Feeling the tummy press against the mat. And then as you exhale, maybe you sink a little bit deeper in towards your mat. Take one final inhale. And sigh the exhale out through the mouth. Good. You can then lift your head off the hands. We're going to move the hands under the shoulders. And we're going to inhale into a cobra from here. And exhale, come back down. Good. We'll do that again. Inhale, really peeling the shoulders back as you lift up. Exhale. This doesn't have to be a big movement. We'll do that once more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We're then going to bring our hands behind the head, interlace them there, lifting up through the chest as we inhale, and then exhale, start to twist here. The left elbow can come onto the mat, and then we turn all the way onto our backs. Good. Maybe you gaze over towards the right. The right knee can bend. Maybe it comes a little bit closer to the chest. You can draw it towards the mat too. If you want to, you can release the hands and maybe rest your left hand on the knee. Right arm can extend towards the right. So coming into a gentle twist, take an inhale here. And then as we exhale, we turn back the same way we came, coming onto our bellies. Good. Take an inhale here into a cobra. And exhale back down. Then bring your hands behind the back of the head again. Lift up through the chest and twist towards the left. The right elbow starts to move onto the mat. And we turn onto the back again. Good. So the gaze can turn towards the left. If you want to bend the left knee more, you can. Maybe you release the hands. The right hand can come onto the knee if you like. Maybe the left arm reaches over. Good. And we breathe here for one more inhale. And then as you exhale, you can turn back onto the belly, bringing your hands under the shoulders. From here, you can tuck the toes under, push back onto hands and knees, and then we're going to sit back on our heels. We're going to inhale our arms up, reaching up through the sides of the body, the arms, inhale. As you exhale, ground the left hand onto the mat, reach the right arm over, coming into a side bend. Lengthening through the right side of the body, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to transition to the other side, moving through a forward fold over the legs, ground the right hand down, reach the left arm up, and lengthen. Inhale here. And then again, switching through center, and then reach the right arm over. So a very fluid, free and dancing movement that you can move through. We switch again. Now right hand grounds, left arm comes over. See if you can find movement in the spine in a very soft way. Maybe you feel it in the hips too, in the side body. Well done. Inhale here. We move to the other side, so we do both sides the same amount of time. So right hand grounds, reach the left arm over. Inhale here. And then exhale, come back to center. We're going to bring our hands onto the mat. Tuck the toes under and then push back into a downward facing dog. Good. You can keep this quite lazy today. No need to focus on too much alignment. Just lengthen the spine. You can keep a bend in the knees. If you want to keep the pose a little bit fluid too, you can do that. Good. Take one more full breath here. And we exhale out. We then reach the right leg up behind us as we inhale. And exhale, we start to move the right knee towards the right wrist, coming into a pigeon pose. The left leg can slide back in space. Inhale here, open through the chest, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, fold over the leg. You can come onto your forearms if that feels good. Maybe also coming all the way onto your belly. See how your hips are feeling today. And then stopping here for a moment. Taking deep breaths. Release through the hips. If you can also release through the upper body and the shoulders. And you can close your eyes for a moment. One final breath. And then as you exhale, come back onto the palms. We're going to swing the left leg forward, finding a Gomukhasana, so a cow face pose, where we bring our left knee over the right. Now what we're aiming for is basically stacking the knees on top of each other, but please don't take pressure from that. So this might look a bit more like this. So the left knee might be lifted slightly, which is completely fine. As long as you feel a stretch in the sides of the hips, you're doing it correctly. Now, if this hurts in your knees at any point, please adjust. So come a bit out of the pose. You can lift the left knee a little bit higher. Make it a little bit gentler for you. We're going to ground the sitting bones down here and lengthen through the spine, really dropping the shoulders low. Good. Take one more full breath. Then as we exhale, we ground the left hand down and come into a side bend here. So reaching the right arm over, keeping both sitting bones grounded. Good. Inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. You can undo the legs slightly, cross the ankles, and come over the knees and ankles into a downward facing dog. Good. Take a full breath here, inhale. And then open the mouth and exhale out. Good. We're going to reach the left leg up behind us as we inhale. And then exhale, draw the left knee in towards the left wrist. Place the leg down and start to slide the right leg back in space. We open through the chest, lengthen through the spine. Make sure your hips are comfortable here. And then exhale, come all the way down onto the forearms. Taking a few moments here to stop, come into stillness, come back to your breath. Deep inhales, deep exhales. come down onto the belly on this side as well if you did that on the other side. And we take 2 more full breaths here. Then finding your way back onto the hands. If you are on your forearms, we'll swing the right leg forward, crossing it over the left. Now stacking the knees on top of each other on this side. So right leg over the left. Finding both sitting bones on the mat. Opening the position up if you need to. No pressure to bring the right leg all the way over. Do what feels best for your body. And breathe here, lengthening, softening. Good. We take one more inhale. Then as we exhale, we place our right hand on the mat next to us. Reach the left arm over. So lengthen through the left side of the body, getting a really yummy stretch into that side body. Well done. Inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Now you can lean back, releasing the legs. We're going to plant the feet on the mat, bending the knees, and then release the upper body onto the mat too. We're going to hug our knees in towards the chest. You can gently sway from side to side. And then we're going to come into a plow pose. So we're going to gently swing the hips up and reach the feet towards now that would be the back of the mat. If you want to support your lower back with your hands, you can do that. Or you can also reach for the ankles, which makes this pose quite a lot more restorative. Because now grabbing the ankles and the weight of the legs allows you to just kind of rest in this pose. You don't have to engage much if you're able to kind of drop into it far enough. If this feels a bit uncomfortable, what you can also do is you can grab a cushion if you have one nearby and just rest it under your lower back and lift the legs up from there. That would be a waterfall pose. So a plow is a really, really lovely restorative forward fold where we naturally come into a very healthy forward fold for the spine. Because we're keeping the lower back quite long, we're keeping the belly glued to the thighs. And just check with your neck, make sure it's comfortable throughout this pose, make sure there's no pain in the neck and not too much pressure either. Good. We'll take one final inhale here. And then as you exhale, see if you can really slowly, with control, start to roll the spine back down onto the mat. You can hug your knees in towards the chest, gently opening them up towards the armpits. So you really release through the lower back, through the hips, lengthening the spine. We'll find a happy baby pose. So you can start to slightly lift the feet up towards the ceiling, maybe grabbing a hold of the ankles, maybe the shins, maybe just behind the knees. See where you can reach, making sure the spine is long. Release the shoulders towards the mat and breathe here. If you want to already close your eyes, coming into a very soft, still, quiet place, you can do that. Just feeling into your body, feeling into every breath. Taking an inhale here. And then exhale, you can release the feet. We'll hug the knees in, dropping the left foot onto the mat, cross the right leg over. Either staying here, or if you want to double bind into a full Garudasana, position with the legs, you can do that. Open the arms out into a T shape and drop the knees over to the left side. So you can decide whether you want to have the ankle bound as well. So you can decide whether you want to have the ankle tucked behind the other one, or if you want to release them as you come into the twist. Maybe turning your gaze towards the right. And breathe. Final in-breath. And then with the exhale, you can come back to center. We'll switch the legs. So now plant the right leg or the right foot onto the mat. Cross the left leg over, maybe double bind. See what feels best for you. And then we drop the legs over to the right. Gazing over towards the left. Connecting back to the breath. Deepening the inhales. And releasing a little bit deeper into the twist towards the mat with your exhales. Final inhale. And then turn back to center. You can undo the legs. Keep the knees bent, feet on the mat. We're going to open the knees out into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So you can do this if it feels comfortable. Otherwise, you can come into a Shavasana shape. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, grounding down at the end of our practice. You can bring your hands onto the chest and the belly if you like. It's a very grounding position. And see if you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, you can fully release through the hips, allowing the knees to be heavy, allowing the shoulders to be heavy. And we're going to breathe, feeling the air move in and out as we rest our hands on the chest and the tummy. Coming into a very still place, into a very soft place. No need to put any effort into this. It's just you and your body. Releasing any tension, releasing any stress. Coming into a very restful space here on your mat. Taking one final inhale. See if you can open the mouth and sigh the air out. Then with the help of your hands, you can bring your knees back in. Maybe hug them in towards the chest, just gently swaying from side to side. If you want to stay here on the floor, on your mat for a bit longer, you can do that. Maybe you just want to keep this very, very restorative. Otherwise, you can fall over onto one side and then come all the way up into a seat. We'll lengthen through the spine. Drop the shoulders down. The face is soft. Taking a few breaths here in stillness, feeling into the body again. After a bit of grounding movement, some softening, some gentle stretches. Then bringing your hands to heart center. We're going to bow our head towards the hands. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel really relaxed, perhaps ready for bed. I certainly do. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel. I post a new flow every week.
Also, please leave me a thumbs up for the video. Maybe let me know in the comments what you thought of the flow. I really hope I see you here next week as well. Thanks so much. Bye.